What is going on, Jet fans? Matt O'Leary back with another video. Today I wanted to talk about a potential reunion I've seen some fans talking about and why I think the Jets should avoid this. So last week I did a video talking about who I thought the Jets should target in free agency after the NFL draft. And a lot of people said defensive tackle as a position the Jets should look at. And I don't necessarily disagree with that, to be honest with you. Unfortunately, though, I do disagree with a name that I've seen in the comments of that video a lot, and also someone who I saw linked to the New York Jets online, and that is Foley Fatukasi, who was a 2018 New York Jets draft pick. So Foley was a pretty good Jet, honestly, and Mike McCagnon did not have very good drafts during his Jets tenure, but this is someone who was a non-first round pick that actually was pretty good for the Jets. He played with them from 2018 through 2021. In fact, his two best years of his entire career were with the Jets in 2019 and 2020 under Adam Gase, and he parlayed his role as an early down run defender into a pretty nice free agency contract with the Jacksonville Jaguars, who signed him to a 3-year, $30 million contract in 2022. Unfortunately, things did not go very well for Foley Fatukasi in Jacksonville. He missed 29% of his tackles in 2022. He was a little bit better in 2023, closer to what he was at the end of his Jets tenure, but the Jaguars still decided to move on from him after the 2023 season and get out of that contract, which was pretty pricey for a guy who just was at his best an okay player in Jacksonville in year two and just, again, really struggled his first year. Last year, he spent the year with the Houston Texans, and he unfortunately regressed again, played just 308 snaps, and really struggled against the run. You'll see his best years against the run were 2019 and 20, and that has either just been average or just downright bad against the run over the last 4 years. And something else that happened this offseason was he needed shoulder surgery. He was playing through injury in Houston, and now you could say, well, maybe that's part of the reason why he didn't play well, which is, again, fair, but he's also 30 years old and coming off of shoulder surgery. So I don't know what he's going to look like in 2025. At one point, 5 years ago, he was excellent run defender, a really good player against the run. And if the Jets were guaranteed to get that version of Foley Fatukasi, then I say it's a no-brainer. And he still wouldn't be available in May in free agency if that was the case. Unfortunately, that's not who he is anymore. If you look at his career over the last 4 years, it's not like how he was in his first 3 or 4 years in the league with the New York Jets. And like I said, I brought up the surgery that he had this offseason. It's very risky to assume that he's just going to be a successful, defensive tackle at this point in his career. Now, I get it. It's not like he's going to cost you a whole lot. It'd be a one-year flyer-like contract, but I think the Jets could do better. I'd like to see, Leonard Taylor get reps. They signed a bunch of, depth guys on the interior defensive line already from Kansas City and from Chicago. So they have guys in that similar tier. So for me, I don't think it's really worth it. Again, for nostalgia reasons, sure. Foley Fatukasi, great name, good Jet in the late 2010s, early 2020s, but we're a long time removed from that now. And if we're just expecting him to be good against the run again, like he was, 5 years ago, I don't think that's really fair at this point in his career. But I want to hear from you guys. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Do you think they should target him? Let me know. I'm Matt O'Leary, and I'll catch you next time.